microcosm here in the corner is what awaits us all if we lived in an Islamic society. Not one of them has an argument to my arguments. So what would your response be to this? What would your response to this? This is your book. It's your book. Are you not a Muslim? It's not a Muslim.
Hypocrite.
Are you not a Muslim?
Hypocrite.
Fair enough. Maybe he's not a Muslim.
Hypocrite.
He says hypocrite. But where's his prove it?
Hypocrite. Tell me when the Christians went to Africa, why did they say...
Is this the Quran?
Why did they say...
Is this the Quran?
Why did your Christian people...
Is this the Quran?
European Christians come to Africa and say, close your eyes and pray to God.
I can hear you.
When the Africans closed their eyes, the land was gone.
I'm not
so don't tell me, hypocrite.
And what about the Arab Islamic empires that conquered North Africa? Pagans. So it was all right when they were pagans. He's wearing a Palestinian t-shirt. But yeah, here he is, justifying the Arab empires that conquered African lands, European lands, other Arab Christian lands, Jewish lands, Hindu lands, Buddhist lands, and then he has the cheek to call us hypocrites. He's a hypocrite. He's talking about colonialism, and he doesn't reject Islamic colonialism. What about the Islamic conquest of boo-hoo? There you go. Who's the hypocrite? Free Egypt. Free Syria. Free North Africa. Free Palestine from Hamas. Free Palestine from Hezbollah. Free Palestine from the Islamists. Free Afghanistan from the Islamists. This is the hypocrisy. He's here talking about Israeli colonialism. He's completely blind to Islamic Arab colonialism. The conquest and enslavement and the destruction of communities that were not Islamic. They occupied Christian Spain. They occupied Christian Asia Minor. They occupied Christian Syria. They occupied Zoroastrian Persia. They occupied Christian Egypt. They occupied Christian Nubia. And then they have the cheek to talk about European colonialism. Then they have the cheek to tell us that we should feel guilty about European colonialism. But we gave up the colonies. They've never gave up their empire. They've never said sorry to the Copts. They never said sorry to the Nubians. They never said sorry to the Arab Christians. They never said sorry to the Persians. We don't need moral lectures from hypocrites like this. We don't need lectures from hypocrites chanting Free Palestine when they support terrorists killing Christians. Hamas, Hezbollah. Do you support Hamas? Do you support Hamas? See? Frightened to answer the question. Frightened to answer the question. I can answer it very easily. I don't support Hamas. Do you support Hamas, JC? Do you support Hamas? Do you support Hamas? Is that a yes or a no? Do you support Hamas? Okay, so maybe we've got Hamas support here. Do you support Hamas? Doesn't want to say anything. You see, if you don't support Hamas, it's really easy to say you don't. And you can still talk about the crimes of Israel. Try freeing the Christians of Egypt, or the Christians of Syria, or the Christians of Lebanon. Don't lecture us about Israel. What about the jihad in South Sudan that killed 2 million Africans?
How about the settlers?
Do you condemn it? What about the Arabization?
When you're Christian,
what about the Arabization of South Sudan? Yes.
Terrorist.
Yes.
You are a terrorist.
Do you see the difference? I condemn it. Do you condemn the targeting of civilians in Israel by Hamas?
All.
No. He said no.
I said all.
All civilians.
Repression, I support that.
So do you condemn Hamas for targeting civilians in Israel? Do you condemn it? Do you? Do you condemn it?
You evil.
Do you see why we don't need lectures?
Over there hanging
You don't need lectures.
Tell the
Stand up to this narrative. It is a lie. What about the Armenian genocide? What about the Greco-Assyrian genocide? Why aren't they condemned? Talk about these things, Christians.
What happened to Jesus? Who killed Jesus?
This is...
Yeah?
And have you done that argument?
What argument? What's to win? Shut up. I'm talking about humanity. I'm talking about
Why
humanity.
are you telling him to shut up? Here he is talking about humanity, telling another human being to shut up.
He's talking to me.
Calling another human being a
You are
This is...
What happened to Jesus?
He answers your questions, but you can't answer his questions.
Exactly. Who's the... You can't answer the question. Who's the... Answer the question.
Who killed Jesus?
The Jews did.
Several of your
The Jews
I can't really hear you, Bob.
The Jews of the first century were responsible for killing Jesus Christ.
Why?
Why? Because Jesus Christ claimed to be greater than the temple. He claimed to be their God, and they considered this blasphemy.
Free Palestine.
From Hamas. Free Palestine from Hamas. Free Lebanon from Hezbollah. Free Syria from ISIS. Free Egypt from the Muslim Brotherhood. Free Nigeria from the Fulani and Boko Haram. Free South Sudan from the Janjaweed. All of these groups are Islamist terrorists. All of them. Every single one. And these people who support Hamas are supporting terrorists who target civilians. And if they will justify terrorists in Palestine, they will justify terrorists in Nigeria, in Sudan, and in the United Kingdom, and in France.
You just said it yourself.
Don't believe the lie.
Don't believe the lie.
Stand up for yourselves against these Islamist apologists.